So my name is Brian Rojas. I went to Egypt and I worked for a preschool that's called Kiddie Educational Corner. And I basically I taught math and science, but it was mainly just hanging out with kids. Well, AIESEC provided a lot of resources. They made it very easy. So I basically there were 3 big steps that I had to do. Send the application, talk with the AIESECer, and then talk with the company. And every step of the way, they coached me through it, so I really didn't have to put any thought into it. Or much at all, I suppose. Well, for me, the biggest benefit of going abroad through AIESEC is just the AIESEC network. So AIESEC's an international organization, so when I went there, I wasn't just, cut off from the rest of the world. I was part of the AIESEC family there, and I met a lot of other AIESECers, I met a lot of other interns. So I learned not only about Egyptian culture, I learned about the cultures of the other interns, so from the UK, from Turkey, from China, from all over the world. I learned not to assume things, I suppose, about other cultures, especially not assume things just because you were told them without first experiencing it yourself. The Middle East is seen as kind of a scary place, I think, to a lot of Americans. But when I went there, I met nothing but friendly people who were very nice, and they really looked out for me. Well, okay, a big culture shock for me was I didn't realize just how much they went out. I thought it was quite conservative. It's a religious country. They're very Islamic. But the young people, I think, are just like young people here. So we would go out until 4 in the morning, and then I'd get home, get about 3 hours of sleep, and then be up at 7 in the morning to teach kids. So that was pretty shocking for me. I didn't realize that they were such party animals. One AIESEC moment for me was all the AIESECers. We were having a party at one of the AIESECers' houses, and they suddenly put on a song, and all the AIESECers in the room started doing a dance. And this was before I joined AIESEC, so I didn't realize what it was. But apparently they were doing a roll call, and that for me was fantastic when I came back and I realized AIESECers here do roll calls, and that made the role feel very small for me because I realized that we all kind of do the same things even though we're many, many miles apart. The best part of the trip was definitely the people. I met some of my now closest friends. I still talk to a lot of them to this day, and I met up with them in other parts of the world and other travel experiences. I met up with friends in Colombia and Ireland, and I don't know, I really enjoyed the people I met. I have a really embarrassing story, but I don't know if I want to share it. Well, it's a story that actually I found out. So Egypt has tons and tons of EPs. They actually have that summer I think they took in over 100 EPs. And it's a story that they actually told people even after I left. So I met someone in Colombia who had been in Egypt that summer after I left, and she had heard about me because the story was just so embarrassing. Basically what it was is, I'm extremely Americanized. My stomach, therefore, is very weak because I'm used to very clean, hygienic products. I'm not used to unclean things, so I had stomach problems, okay? On one particular bus ride up to Alexandria, it was a 4-hour bus ride. 2 hours into it, my stomach starts to hurt. The bathroom on the bus isn't working, so I have to ask the bus driver to stop. Already I'm embarrassed. The whole bus stops so that I can get off, right? I walk a bit, it's very dark because there's no lights around. And as I'm looking around, I think there's a nice bush, I'll go behind the bush. That will make things less embarrassing. I didn't realize that just behind the bush was the Nile River. So I actually fell into the Nile, and I was soaked, and the rest of the bus just, I don't know. It was a pretty embarrassing moment. I was pretty well known for that. My time abroad was, it really was life-changing. I want to avoid cliches, but it was life-changing. I learned so many things, met so many cool people, and the food was amazing. So, I would highly, highly recommend going abroad through AIESEC.